actually have a dream from my sister, and she doesn't normally share her dreams with me, so I got her permission to share this because it really got my attention. I think it got hers too, but she's not sure what she thinks about dreams yet. So I wanted to go ahead and share this dream. I guess I'm going to be adding to your vehicles because I've got 2 vehicles in this one. So she and I were in a dream together. So this is her dream, and I was in a dream with her. We were together in our neighbor's backyard. There seemed to be a bunch of woods crowding behind us. And there's some people from the church that we grew up in who were there that we didn't know very well, but they were around. In particular, there's one person's name. I don't know if I need to mention it or not, but that was one fact. And then Tiffany was looking up at the sky, and she saw what looked like a flying bicycle. She pointed it out to me and said, "Look, it's the Spirit Flyer." But when the bike got closer, she could see that it was more like a 3-wheeled motorcycle with a burly man riding on it. He seemed up to no good, and suddenly there were many other men on the same motorcycles descending all over the place from the sky, but not directly next to us. The main guy landed in front of us, and she knew he was about to do something bad, but all the other people around didn't seem to notice, and they weren't concerned. Everyone seemed to be kind of taken up by the shiny appearance of the tent that he had set up. Then he kidnapped my sister. Her name is Tiffany. He kidnapped her, and just as he was taking her away, she managed to slip me 2 pieces of paper that each had a number on them. One was the number 8, and the other was the number 10. She somehow knew that these were vital and were going to save me. That was the end of the dream.
Wow. Kidnapping. That sounds like a snatch and grab, Neil.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you wanna start that one?
Okay, so just to recap, you and your sister Tiffany are in the backyard of a neighbor. So it's not your house, it's somebody else's.
Right.
And there's a set of woods that's crowding in behind you in the back of it.
Yes.
And there are some church people there that you recognize, and one person whose name you know, but you're not going to reveal. Was it significant?
Yeah. Only if you kind of, look up the meanings of names. Like I looked up his first name means free man and his last name means traitor. So sometimes I look at that. I'm not sure.
I heard Freemason. Okay. So Tiffany looks up in the sky and sees a flying bicycle. And as she descends a little bit, she gets a clearer picture of it. And it's really a 3-wheeled motorcycle with a big burly guy on it. And there are more that were descending. Yeah,
but the first thing she said before she saw it was, "Look, it's the Spirit Flyer."
Oh, the Spirit Flyer.
And then she realized it was this motorcycle. And there was like a whole crowd of these things descending.
Did the term Spirit Flyer mean something to you?
There was a series of books that we read when we were younger that were about this boy on this bicycle, and he would fly through the sky on it. And they were a Christian, like young juvenile fiction series, but they actually were very much about spiritual warfare, and they were pretty creepy to the point that I was a little bit traumatized by them, and I wasn't so sure what I thought about these books, honestly. So that's immediately what I thought of.
Okay. So the Spirit Flyer turns into a 3-wheeled motorcycle with a big burly guy on it. Mm-hmm. And more of his friends were descending out of the sky.
Yeah, almost kind of like they were just taking over, but the main guy was the one that was interacting with us.
Yeah. And then he set up a nice shiny tent that everybody was paying attention to. And then he kidnapped your sister. She handed you 2 pieces of paper, one with number 8 on it, and the other with the number 10, and said it was vital to her rescue or recovery.
To my rescue. Like those were going to save me somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have a thought about the numbers, but I'll let you decide whether you want that or not.
Sure.
I'm the oldest of 8 kids, and there's 10 people in my family.
So you and the sister, it's a familial thing in the backyard of a neighbor. It's kind of this doesn't have to do with your family particularly yet. Maybe at the end it will, but you're in somebody else's place of living, and the backyard is often a view of the past. So you're looking at something that happened in the past, perhaps, that needs to be dealt with. I see the woods crowding around. It's the cloud of witnesses that are converging around you, and that kind of goes along with the church people. It can be a fellowship, but the fellowship is called koinonia, but you can develop koinonitis, where it's a severe inflammation of your koinonia, and it just feels like it's crushing you. And sometimes church people are like that. They're really helpful at times, but then it gets to a point where it's just like, back off. So as you're in the backyard, Tiffany looks up and she sees a flying bicycle, and you kind of explained what you thought. I kind of saw the remember Phone Home E.T.
Yes.
flying through the air on his bicycle, or riding the bicycle with the little boy. That's kind of what I thought of. But this whole piece that's in the sky is about the principalities and powers enthroned in high places. This is spiritual warfare, and the big burly guy on the motorcycle just kind of brings that to light. It's a big principality that's coming down, and it's not just him. It's his demon horde is coming down with him, as if they're descending out of the sky onto the ground. And the shiny tent, that's just a distraction. Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light, and that's kind of what this is. It's just he sets up something that diverts everybody's attention away from what he's really doing, and that's kidnapping your sister.
Yeah.
So I don't know if your sister got involved with somebody. Just think of in the past, and maybe she was involved with somebody, or somebody came into her life that was trying to lead her astray or take her in a direction that she just wasn't supposed to be going. But if your number decode is correct, then it's the family that's going to be the one to bring her back. Somebody like you and the rest of your family, that it's going to help her pull her back from whoever big burly guy is, whatever that guy represents, whatever either person or idea or thought that's been planted in her head that is not supposed to be there. Did she actually go into the shiny tent by any chance?
Not that she told me. No, it was just kind of in the background, like nobody was paying attention to our danger.
Okay. So I think the actionable intelligence on this is, try to think of, have her search her soul, her background, and see if anything came up where she was tempted or led in something that wasn't supposed to be there and felt like, she was kidnapped. The spiritual warfare piece is read Ephesians 6 and put on the gospel armor every single day. And, we are called to fight principalities and powers and the demons that are in our lives and harassing us, not necessarily embodied in us, but we're certainly harassed by them on a daily basis. And, work with your family to try to help her in this time. I mean, she's obviously in a position where she feels kidnapped and isolated, perhaps. And, family comfort and family help will bring her out of that. So that's what I got, John.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I also feel like there's a piece that you have, and it's part of your position in the family. If there's 10 people in your family, you're the 8th child, but you're number 10 in the family. So what position is she?
I'm actually number 1, and she's number 2.
Oh, you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest. She's the second oldest out of the kids.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So who's the youngest and the third youngest?
The youngest is my brother Michael, and the third youngest is my brother with special needs who still lives with my parents. He has seizures. Nathan.
What's his name?
Nathan.
I was going to say Gabriel.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. So Michael, which is the archangel of war, and Nathan was the prophet that confronted David.
Yep.
And so I feel like it's what she's, a lot of people are saying, like the Johnny Cash Ghost Rider song, Ghost Riders in the Sky. I saw that, I think it's Ghost Rider, that Nicolas Cage movie where he rides that, that flaming motorcycle, and he's like the ambassador of hell, and he's trying to kill enough people and do enough good so he can get into heaven. And so that's what I was thinking of, which is it's interesting that a lot of people felt that same thing too. So I feel like there's something related to both the names of your two brothers, but also them themselves that can help rescue your sister. And whether it's something that needs to be fixed in their relationship, possibly, or it's her spending time with them, I know that, you know, families that have special needs children, you know, they tend to rally around the you know, the gifted child, and they tend to be like the spotlight of love in the family a lot of times, because they just love unconditionally and they can sense things that other people are, you know, not privy to feeling. And so I feel like she really needs to not be in that place of isolation, but spend time with them. And I also do feel like you have a piece in this, which, you know, if anybody in your family probably knows how to do spiritual warfare, I got to imagine it's you.
Might be. Yeah, probably. And Michael lives in DC and she lives in DC. So they're the only two kids that are down in the same city together, not living in the same place. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm across the country from them right now.
Does Nathan dream?
Nathan is nonverbal, so I don't know, but I pray that he does, because he has the sweetest spirit about him, but he's not able to communicate with us. And I grew up taking care of him since I was 11, so he's really special to me.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, never underestimate what those kids can do.
Mm-hmm.
They can set the world on fire, and and most people won't even recognize it.
I agree. I agree so much.